I am asking its permission to ride it. I am asking
Like a horse.
in its eye if I can climb on top of it and ride it back or around this asteroid while we're on our break.
So, last week we didn't do anything, but the week before that we had a very eventful adventure. We left the wilds of wild space and we entered into the astral sea, that silver stream that just runs along the night sky of so many material planes. When we entered, there were immediate differences. Basically, everything is oxygenated. You don't have to rely on your ship's personal supply of oxygen. You get a sense of calm, a sense of general well-being when you're here. Not to say that there aren't other feelings, but this area is somehow magically different. And upon entrance to this place, you guys had an encounter with a kind of astral border patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke, do you remember the 5th of November? No.
Do you remember the 5th of November? I know that's a song.
It's at least got a good plot hook to it. Treasonous, some might say. Yep, go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. Go ahead.
You have a court date. And you have a magic ticket.
Do they just like appear in my hand like right after I smacked the guard, or is this something that happens like a little bit after?
Actually, he gave Rodo papers about everyone having a court date, but specifically you were challenged to a fight in the pits when you get to the Rock of Bral, which is an indeterminate amount away currently.
I'm gonna read over this note. And is it written in a common tongue, or is it like a different language, or does it magically translate?
It is common.
Common? I'm gonna give it a quick over, be like, ugh. As if I'd ever stepped foot on any kind of sporting court. And I'm gonna throw the papers out into the sea. Be like, I've never liked the judicial system and I've never liked sports. I refuse.
I don't think you have a choice.
Now, Deidre, let me tell you something fun. We've all got a choice.
Make a strength athletics check real quick.
Strength athletics check. That is not as high of a number as I'd like to see. That's a 7.
So you throw the piece of paper out over across the side of the ship. Much worse than you could. It kind of hits the gravity plane and skips like it's hitting water as it hits the gravity plane. And as it does that, it slowly loses momentum and you leave it as it goes by you. It slips away, but it's this really cool skipping rock effect that the gravity plane of the ship can produce.
That's actually cool. Anyone have any more papers? Can I try to like slide a hand one of the other people's court date papers?
Yeah. Is any?
I'm gonna go for Deidre's.
First,
Oh no, you don't. Will I see this coming?
Well, that depends. No. So let's figure this out. Luke, make a stealth check. Deidre, make a perception check.
8.
Beat an 8.
10.
You're lucky.
Deidre, Luke is approaching you.
You see me do like a slow sidestep over to you, all like side-eyeing you, but you still don't know what I'm doing, though. I will say that.
Not my fault if you get in trouble.
Listen, Deidre, I just want to tell you one quick thing about the judicial system, and I'm going to try to grab it. I'm going to try to swipe at her papers.
Hey!
Deidre, do you stand there while he approaches?
I have a 5, so it's probably not going to work anyways on the sleight of hand check to try to steal them, so
I
do that with
hold on to my paper.
Roll another perception check real quick. With advantage because you beat him last time.
Never mind. I've got to roll with advantage, but
12 is enough. You can move the papers.
Enough.
Yeah, you can move the papers away. You see him kind of slide up for him.
I'm not gonna get in trouble because of...
Oh, come on, Deidre. It makes such a cool effect.
No! I may not understand the judicial system, but I'm not gonna get in trouble because of you.
Listen, all I'm saying is anyone who thinks that they hold authority over people are wrong. Always. Because that's not right. And typically they hold power for the people that hold power over them, which are typically the ones that are screwing over everyone else, which includes you and me and whatever weird blue ocean that we're in. Watch. I'm gonna go to that fight, right? And it's gonna be rigged. Why? Because I'm an outsider.
And what if it's not rigged?
He better hope it is, that's all I'm saying.
I have a funny feeling it's not, but either way, if it is, you're still gonna be...
For his safety, I really hope he has it rigged.
And...
I'm gonna smack him silly just like I did on the boat.
Rodo, yeah. I'm assuming that you would have looked at anything given to you somewhat closely, yes?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, you would know that the summons is for 30 days or upon approach to the Rock of Bral, whichever comes first. And Rodo, please make an Arcana check.
Oh, man.
You are aware that upon issuance of the papers that the GIF who gave them to you did get the ability to somewhat track you should you try to avoid the rock, avoid the court date.
I see. All right. Can I ask either Al Monroe or Lavender? They seem to be the knowledgeable people here. Maybe the Doar. How far out from Brawl they think we might be?
Al Monroe would probably be the best source, but the Doar would probably be pretty good too. Al Monroe, which one would you rather go?
I would like to ask Al Monroe first, and then hopefully when the Doar's not around, and then I want to ask the Doar when Al Monroe's not around.
The Doar has pretty much stayed underneath ever since Luke and Deidre have kind of agreed to hide him and kind of force him to stay under deck. For his own safety, of course. Al Monroe would tell you that it will probably be about a week's journey. You've already probably been in the Silver Sea for at least a day. And something to note about this area that's different than Wild Space or Void Space, the other two were very much alone except for, like, say, pirates. Here, every so often, you see at a good pace other ships go by of varying size, almost like you are traveling along a highway.
Interesting. Is there any traffic in the going in the opposite direction, or do we think we're on like the inbound lane?
So there's flow in kind of all directions, like people come and go and merge and take an off-ramp here, take an off-ramp there. There is direction away from you, but it doesn't seem to be as frequent.
Okay.
Al Monroe would also pass on to you that there's a pit stop that the ship needs to take. The ship has been in several encounters now and needs a little bit of mending. Especially,
we think the next port of call is Bral, right?
Al would tell you that in about a day or so that there is an asteroid pit stop that he plans to stop out to do some minor repairs and make for some minor provisions.
Okay, that all sounds good.
You're welcome to ask the Doar.
I would like to ask the Doar, yeah.
Okay, do you go underneath to ask him?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so when you enter the cabin that he's in, make a perception check.
Boo-boo. That was going to be an 18, but now it's an 8.
It's awful when the dice roll off of things, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
It is.
Even with that, you see kind of him sliding something underneath the pillow as you walk into the room. He looks at you and he squeaks a little bit of something in what you've probably come to think is the Doar language now. And he says, Hey, what are you doing down here?
I just wanted to come down and ask a little question of your expertise.
I appreciate you being here. I'll give you anything you want. Anything. You name it. Everything's got a price. He squawks.
Oh, I was just curious if you knew how long it might be until we reach Bral.
Well, I think that if we went full speed, we might be able to get there in a couple days. But whoever's piloting the ship would probably die of exhaustion. So we should try that. Normal travel, maybe 10 days.
All right, that's fine. What were you doing when I came in?
He puts his flipper up to his beak nose and he hits it a couple of times and he goes, nothing. He hits his nose again.
There. I'm not trying to narc you, man. I just wanted to know if you were cool. Anyway.
Hey, you want some? He motions you over with his flipper.
What do you got?
He slowly, ever so slowly, slower than it seems he should be able to, lifts up the side of his cloak and you see a little baggie hanging there and he goes, magic pixie dust. Worth a lot of money.
No, pixie dust screws up my nose, man.
Hey, I milked it this morning. Do you want to know from who? Do you wanna?
I do not. Nope, I do not.
I'll tell you later.
I also don't want to know how you milk a pixie. No. Not my game, but you do you, friend. I'm gonna leave you to it.
As you exit, you see Moo scurry up out of your bag and say, hey, I don't think that one's right in the head.
I suspect even if he was right in the head long ago, he's probably not right now.
Hey,
Don't ever do drugs, Moo.
How do you think you milk a pixie?
We're not thinking about how you milk a pixie. You know how sometimes when you write a story, there are things that you gloss over or fade to black to? Pixie milking is one of those things.
Oh, I see. And he scurries back down in your bag. As you come up,
Ronan's just gonna shake his head as he walks away. He's no, we're not getting involved with that. That's not something we want.
as you close the door on the Dowario's just kind of laying in bed, tweaking out, you can go back up to the top of the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back up.
One thing that's notable about this area as well, all of the other areas had weird time dilations where one person's day could be somebody else's 5. You're all more or less experiencing the same time now.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's about damn time.
Why are you giving me that laugh?
Because it's funny. Because he said we're all experiencing the same time, and I said it's about damn time. It's a pun, teacher. Come on, I'm an idiot, and I even did that.
Pixelily appears behind you and says, "You're not an idiot. Anyone who calls you an idiot's an idiot."
Oh, I just called myself an idiot, Pixar.
Wow. I don't believe you.
You kind of contradicted yourself there, didn't you?
A pixie never contradicts herself.
You might want to take your leave, because you're just digging yourself a bigger hole. I'll see you later whenever you want to pop back in. Go.
Yeah, Pixar, let's just say that Lucifer is nothing.
She humps and flies away.
Whoever called you an idiot is an idiot. It just makes me laugh, because I'm like, Pixar, like, what are you talking about? I just said that. You goof, get out of here.
Yep.
Sorry. Continue.
Luke, would you like to try to throw anything else over the gravity plane?
I will go downstairs. I want to check all of the rooms, starting with this one.
All right.
Just do a quick general. Do I see any fancy papers that would float? Or do cool skippies?
Are you rummaging through things?
I'm just poking my head in real quick and doing like an intense look.
Do a perception check.
God damn, my dice do not want me to do anything.
There are things like chests, there are blankets, pillows that are obvious. There's some minor items in the room. There's no paper that's obviously out.
Leave. Now, can I tell whose room this would be? Is there any kind of symbolism?
You would know that's Al Monroe's quarters. The doors are locked. You are welcome to try to find a way in.
I want to try to like hit my shoulders against the door real quick.
Okay. Make a strength athletics check.
Nat 1. I am not destined to do that.
Not only do you not hit it, but as you push against the door, you feel a little bit of like infernal heat kind of push back into your shoulder.
You spicy boy.
You see a pixie come up to you, and this is the one that's been tending to your food the whole time, providing those provisions. And she says, "I don't think Al would like that very much."
Well, you see, Al actually told me I was supposed to grab a really fancy piece of paper from in there.
What you gonna do with the paper? Make a deception check.
Please, 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 please let it be good. 12. That's a little bit better than what I have been rolling.
She looks at you doubtingly. And she says, if he really wanted you in there, he would have given you the key.
Well, maybe Al's a little stressed right now because he's trying to plan for a pit stop so we can get provisions and repairs so that when we get bombarded by the next pirates, you don't die of starvation or disastrous unrepairable damages because we skipped the pit stop because he took time to give me the key.
The other pixie who's been attending to the water supply flies up and says, maybe he's stressed because someone is trying to steal his things.
Now, are you assuming that I'm trying to steal from him because I'm an idiot? Pixie Lily.
You call her name, and she zooms down and she goes, yes, my friend, my good Luke, what can I do for you? Are one of these two calling you an idiot?
Both of them are calling me an idiot right now because they think that I am distracting Al, but Al told me to come down here and get into this room, so can you try to help me convince them to let me into this room for a piece of paper?
She looks at you, and she looks at them. Her head turns left, turns right for a second, and roll a persuasion check with advantage.
God, can't roll anything over 15 tonight, man. Jesus. Okay, I'll take a double digit though, 12.
She looks at you in probably the most hesitating way that you've ever seen her look at you since you started. And she goes, maybe it's best not to make Al mad. I'll take care of these two though if you want. As she starts shooing them away with her hands left and right. Shoo, don't call Luke names. You're an idiot. No one calls Luke an idiot who's not an idiot. Now shoo. And they both at the same time cross their arms, stomp their feet in mid-air like there's ground underneath, and fly back to their respective portions.
Thank you, Pixar.
I've got your back. We're gonna fight him. And she flies up to you like she's going to give you a hug. She throws up her arms like she's gonna hug you around the neck, and then stops like she's hugging an invisible bubble in the air because she knows that you don't like to be touched.
Pixie, you're learning, and I really appreciate you for it. But now I need you to be really honest with me. Why are you so afraid of Al?
Roll another persuasion check to see how much of this you can get out.
I'll take a 13, I guess. That's one better.
It is one better. She floats up next to your ear, and her feet extend out so she's horizontal to your ear, and she zooms in as close as she can without touching you. And she says, he's in charge of the Lord of Lavender's household and the ship. And if we make him mad, he can do bad things.
What kind of bad things, Pixie Lily?
He could make me go away from you. Or he could make me stay in a corner of the house, or he could throw me overboard as the captain and make me skip over the plane like the rocks or the papers. I don't want that.
Is he a good person or a good being of existence? Does he have good intentions?
She leans in as close to your ear as possible and says, "He's not a person at all."
An entity. Does he have good intentions as an entity in whatever he is?
His intentions are his own.
Oh, I've never liked a self-driven person.
She,
I'm gonna walk away from his door though, as she keeps talking or doing whatever she's gonna keep doing.
as you try to walk away, she quickly grabs out. And do you try to get away from her grasp or no?
No.
She grabs onto your ear with both hands and tries to pull you into her so she can whisper one more thing to you. And she says, "Have you ever wondered how a fiend would lose a contract to a fae?" And then she kind of vanishes and moves away, and you can feel her invisible form kind of let go and slide by you. Luke, what would you like to do?
You said how a fiend overcomes a deal with a fae.
No, she asks you how you think a fiend would fall into a deal with a fae. Both notorious for contracts, mind you.
Okay. And you said Pixelily flies away after this?
She turns invisible, scoots away, and you can feel her invisible body kind of whoosh by your head.
I'm gonna go back topside. And are you said the papers were floating nearby, or did they already float like way in the past? My papers that I threw overboard.
Your paper hit the gravity plane a couple times, and then you left it behind. Your paper's well gone. There are still at least two on the ship with you.
I'm just gonna kind of like go back to like kind of like staring both. I'm gonna stand right here, staring both overboard, but also peeking back and like keeping Al Monroe in my vision, and kind of having the question of like, how would a fiend fall into a deal with a fae? And so that's essentially all I'm gonna do now.
Okay. So Al Monroe is in your sights. Deidre, do you tend to the plants in the fae part of the ship?
Yep. Just picking a few. And making a bit of plow ground at the very moment.
Alright, so as the day passes, unless anybody wants to do anything before the next part. Okay. As the day passes, the ship keeps at a steady pace until there is a very small floating rock in the distance. It's got a flat top and like a corkscrews. It goes down on the edges down to a point at the bottom. But the top is just a flat surface, and the closer you get, you can see that there is a building on it and some other small things, and that seems to be the spot that the ship is heading for. On approach, the ship floats above it, and then it starts to descend down vertically until it touches the ground. And it seems as if the part that the Grumpy Gus touches turns to water. And it's like a little fey pond extends out around the ship, and it's a floating ship in the middle of this asteroid. Then a set of stairs kick out from the side, and Al Monroe comes to the top and he says, "It will be probably at least a day before we can get the ship fully repaired. Feel free to have a snack at the diner or interact with the locals. If you need anything, let me know." And he immediately starts to fiddle with the wheel. The Doar comes up and just starts to play with the flowers.
I'll be right with you guys.
Lavender keeps next to you as you move.
Alan.
Yes, Deidre. How can I help you?
I made you something.
Is it tea? You make such lovely tea.
No, it's not tea.
Oh?
I bought the program. Here. I'm not sure you might like it.
He looks at you questioningly. What do you give him?
A flower crown.
He looks at it. Let me... Is it just a regular flower crown, or is there something special about it?
It's a regular flower crown with the flowers found on the ship.
He smiles, and he takes it in his hand, and this is his changed state, so he is in the guise of an elf, and he starts looking at it and says, "That is quite lovely. I suppose that it's good to have a coronation early, don't you think?"
I guess so.
I suppose that by taking this, I'll owe you a favor one day. I couldn't be in debt to a nicer tiefling.
Deidre's is pluses, but don't worry about it. You're not in debt. It's a gift for helping me for a bit.
He smiles and he says, "Don't underestimate the power of a free gift." And you see the Doar pop up and say, "Hey, that's one of our rules of acquisition."
Huh?
He ducks back down as you notice him. Al Monroe shakes his head. Silly space penguins.
What does he mean by that?
Oh, the Doar are strange people. Don't put too much stock in what they say. They have their uses, but limited.
Alright. We'll check out. Let me know if you need anything from off the ship, okay?
Of course. Please have a snack at the diner. They're very reasonable here. In fact, the cook is a personal friend of mine from a long time ago.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
A lifetime ago, even. Maybe several. But don't worry about that.
Alright. I'll see you later, okay?
Yes.
And I hurry off to join the others with Lavender behind me.
Yes. Lavender is just right at your heels the entire time. And he says in your head, "Are you worried at all?"
No, I'm not worried.
That's good, because I think he likes you. As
My
much
face
as,
just turned.
as much as
my
he
face
likes
just turned.
anybody.
My face is turned completely dark shade of blue. Moment. Really, he does?
As much as he likes anybody. Take that for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. Right. Ray boy?
He sits and his tail starts to wag a little bit and he says, I'm ready.
Good. As I scratch Lavender's ears. Rodo, looking for her?
I'm ahead of you.
Alright, Luke, as you descend onto the asteroid, there is a gigantic pit off to your left. There are several ladders that lead down. There's a building on the right. Ahead of you, you see a gigantic telescope. And to the left of that, you seem to see what seems to be a park of some sort. And you catch a glimpse of some other kind of building off to the right of that.
And for the telescope, what in the fuck is that?
Make a perception check.
Not 20.
Fucking go.
You see what seems to be a giant version of Moo come up to the edge of the grass, put his gigantic paws up on the little wall, and just stare out at you very intently.
What is that? I want to run up to that.
Looking for where are you?
Oh, look
Okay.
at you, you so cute. Oh my goodness. Can I try to give it a scratch under its jowls or whatnot?
Make an animal handling check.
Oof, 21.
Oh yeah, you get up in there, you can go both hands.
Yeah, it was a good big old furry baby.
And he leans into it, and his body just starts shaking with excitement.
Oh yeah, I knew you'd like this. Every giant fur creature I've ever come across likes these kind of scritches. And I'm gonna scritch it right in between its like ears and everything.
Is that a giant moo?
It's in love with you right now.
And I it.
Deidre, how do you react to the giant space hamster?
He's so cute.
You see a second one come out and do the same thing, almost like it's expecting the same treatment from you.
Animal handling roll. Let's hope something good. That'll be a 19.
It seems very, very happy with you just as well. You can get in there. You have big hands, big clumps of fur in your hand, and you can just feel the softness to it.
You're the softest creature I have ever met.
And his eyes just go.
You are so cute.
Lucifer's gonna pull back and he's gonna grab this giant hamster by both of its jowls and look it dead in the eye and be like, I don't like you because you're cute. I like you because you're big. And if you're big, then you can be vicious. But I like you because you're big. And I give him some more
And
scratches.
fluffy.
As you say that, he goes on his hind legs, and you can see he is just gigantic, and he kind of exposes his belly to you like he wants rubs.
I'm gonna like do some like plage jabs to his tummy, and every time I go in, I give him some scratches, and then do it again, and then that's essentially like, oh, who's the big old tough ham giant fur creature? Oh.
As he's standing up, he tries to come down and put his paws on your shoulders as kind of like a hello.
You're by
I welcome it. My giant brethren, me and you could take over this world.
Rodo, you see Moo pop up.
Yeah, I need to ask him if they're friends of his.
He looks at you and he says, "It's two of the dumb ones. It's the big dumb ones."
They don't talk, do they?
He shakes his head and he says, "No, they're dumb. They are so dumb."
As a dwarf, I understand very well that sometimes there are larger versions of you that are significantly dumber and less talented. We call those humans.
Yes, they're giant space hamster humanoids, but worse.
I'm good with the hamster I've got, and I'm going to give him a little pet on the head.
He just kind of does a little squiggle butt.
What about the other pens? Like, what about this one over here? Is there anything over here? I'm specifically not going to pay attention to the big space hamsters.
It seems to be a little shrine.
Is it open?
It is. You go in, you can see that there is a single floating purple crystal in the middle of this shrine. Make an Arcana check. It's hard to ascertain the exact nature of this thing. It does have like a magical pulsating rhythm to it.
Do I think it would be safe to enter the hut? Do I not know?
There's no reason not to.
Have I seen anyone else walking in and out of this pavilion while I've been looking at giant dumb space hamsters?
No, you guys haven't seen anything but the giant space hamsters yet.
All right, I will enter the hut.
Okay, let me ask you this. Your intentions when entering aren't bad, correct?
No, my intention is purely curiosity. It's interesting and I would like to know more about it.
As you enter, you get a sensation that this place is dedicated to the rest of weary travelers.
Oh, that's a very good place to have. I appreciate that as someone who is weary of traveling from time to time. Is there any place that looks like it's for leaving offerings?
It really looks like there's little bits of offerings around the entirety of the building. As you spend a little bit of time in there, you can kind of feel your body vibrate out another astral body, just very, very slightly. You could probably push off one body from the other if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, do I think this is my astral self kind of slipping out of my physical body?
I'm trying to figure out what check. You've experienced probably somewhat of this astral sensation before. Yeah, it's the astral body separating kind of out from the physical body. And you can kind of feel connected, tethered with the silver cord.
Okay. Yeah, I'll push off a little bit. What happens?
So you separate, and as you separate, as you slowly drift up out from your body's just kind of standing where it was. You feel just like you can fly around untethered it's almost like this is a playground for your other body to just kind of relax and fly about. It doesn't feel like you can really travel outside of the building's walls, but you can fly around inside the building all you want, and you see a little astral moo also floating next to you.
Ooh, my astral self is going to look at Moo and poke him with a finger and say, "Ha, tag, you're it." And then I'm going to float up to the furthest away corner.
He will try to fly after you, so you float up to the farthest corner that you can get. Do you try to dodge Moo as he rams toward you?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, make a dexterity saving throw.
15.
15 was the number. You narrowly avoid him as he comes jamming at you like a jet. You can slip out of the way of him, and as he goes by, his little hind legs kick back in the air as he's slowly force turning himself, and then he reorients towards you, and it looks like he's going to try to make another pass. Go ahead and make another dexterity saving throw.
Ugh, 8.
This time he hits into your shoulder as he can turn himself quicker than you can turn away from him. And he goes, "Tag, you're it."
I am going to hold up my hands. Well, hold up one hand with showing the number 5 and then say 5, 4, and give him a countdown. Like, very obviously, I'm going to give him 5 seconds to move away.
His little feet start to scamper away, and he scampers behind this like he's waiting for you, and he's going to dodge around the second that you start your charge. Okay, do you charge?
Yes, I do. Yep. I'm going to charge right at Moo.
All right, let me see something. Okay, let's do your attack kind of like this. Make a dexterity check.
$22. Nat 20.
So you make this charge, and you can see that he's going to try to go around. He tries to go around, then he stops, turns mid-air. You catch that too, and you swoop around, and you can just kind of double-handed grab, embrace, and pull him into you. And he just looks at you like, "You're quick for an old guy."
Yep. I got very lucky that one, Moo. I was prepared to... I was going to deke right on you anyway, and then you went to go left, and then you went right, just like I thought. It was pure happenstance.
I zigged when I should have zagged.
Go back. I think I'm going to go back to my regular body, though. This has been wonderful, but we should meet up with the others.
As you can easily settle back into your body, Luke and Deidre, well, before you leave, you see little tiny space hamsters pop up, and they go, "Do we get the same treatment as the big dumb ones?"
Hi. Oh,
Hi.
hello, hello, you sweet little creature.
Don't you dare call them dumb. And I'm gonna stomp away. I'm gonna give the big
come
one
on.
a pet, and I'm gonna walk away. I don't like small, cute things. Pixelily is barely considering it.
Well, what about me? I'm not that taller than you.
Luke, as you walk,
You're not tiny.
as you walk away,
I'm not that tiny.
make either a strength saving throw or a dexterity saving throw.
Gonna be a 12.
As you start to walk away, the giant space hamster that you were petting kind of puts all his weight onto your shoulders, trying to keep you there, and kind of tries to bring you in.
Why don't you just come with me?
You can bring Bo.
How would you like to try to get him out?
How far down is it to the bottom, or?
It's not a pit. It's just like a little 3-foot wall. It just kind of keeps them pinned in by its nature. It's a very pretty place, though.
Kai,
You're gonna pick him up.
I'm gonna hop over and I'm gonna try to get behind him, behind his butt, and I'm gonna push and I'm gonna like try to launch him over.
Wait, what are you doing, Luke?
You just hold on. I've got an idea.
Luke, no.
Position myself behind it, inside of the enclosure, and yeah, I'm gonna try to push this thing up out of the enclosure.
He might be in there for a reason.
Make a strength athletics check.
You're coming with me. 19.
He starts to slowly fold over that wall. His feet hit it, and he tumbles face first prone on the other side, and his little feet scramble in the dirt as he's trying to force himself back up.
I'm gonna rush back over, and I'm gonna help him up.
The space hamster behind him closes the gap and says, "Hey, he's really too dumb to be out.
What?
He might. He might run off the edge."
I'm gonna look this thing in the eye, and I'm gonna very seriously be like, "Can I ride on top of you?"
Are you asking its permission, or are you saying the words?
I am asking its permission to ride it. I am asking
like a horse
in its eye if I can climb on top of it and ride it back or around this asteroid while we're on our break.
Make an animal handling check.
The cards do not have it in hand. That's a 10.
It just looks at you blankly.
Well, I'm gonna take that as a yes. I'm gonna start climbing up on top of it.
What are you doing?
Make a dexterity saving throw real quick as it kind of tries to shimmy and buck.
Nat 20.
You stay on it. Your legs are astride this thing. How much do you weigh?
Large creature. Oh man. As an ace one, I'm fairly large. 6 foot. I don't fucking know. Let's say 250 pounds. That's probably underguessing it, but I don't know how much ASMR weigh like naturally. But I'm medium size if that counts for anything.
Let's say you're it's about the same as a human would weigh.
Okay, cool.
You can kind of.
I would guess at his height, he would probably be. I think Luke's probably around like 200, 250 pounds.
Do you have armor on?
No.
Oh, that's good. You can still kind of see this thing sway a little bit under your weight, but he very, very slowly puts one foot forward after the other. It doesn't seem like this will be easy to steer.
Looks like your friend might need a little help with exercise.
I'm gonna tap its hind kind of deal, or scratch behind me and just yell, "Onward!"
Make an animal handling check.
$13.
Uh-oh.
He starts digging a hole in the ground, and he's very quickly burrowing underneath. And as he's doing it, you just sit on top of him.
Yeah. And
Look, freaking off him!
I'm still pointing forward, and I'm like, Deidre, everyone has a different concept of onward. Not all of us think straight forward. Sometimes it's directly down. Let him do his thing.
Yeah, but not with you on him.
I committed.
You're gonna
To
suffocate.
the end, as I hear some of the new pirates these days say, I'm a ride or die kind of ASMR. So me and the giant fur creature, which I think are my name Griffin, me and Griffin here, we're gonna go onward. And if that's down, then that's down.
He gets about
You're
5
an
feet.
idiot.
Do you try to change his direction at all?
Well, are we on like a large planet, or like how
Yeah.
far can he logically dig down before he gets to the other side?
You're welcome to roll an insight check.
14.
You saw the, it's not a planet. You saw the asteroid. It's kind of cone shaped. It's a good size. It's doubtful he'd try to dig the entire way through, but it would be a space hamster size hole.
I'm not gonna stop it, but while it's climbing, I'm gonna climb out of the hole and like get back up on solid ground and look back down at him and be like, "Whoa, Griffin! I named you after the most vicious griffin I've ever fought. And let me tell you, you are so much more badass. May you dig yourself a fancy hole and live yourself a fancy life outside of captivity." Okay, let's go.
He just keeps scrambling and digging.
Where?
Deidre, the other small space hamster, goes, "Hey, do we get scritches or not?"
Of course. Come here. Here.
Oh yeah.
I start giving them scritches.
I
I
you
have-
named him Griffin.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Why are you guys in this little holding area?
We live here.
You live here?
Of course. Everybody lives somewhere.
Okay.
It's a nice stop. People come by, the nice ones pet us. The mean ones try to ride us.
I wonder who was a mean one. I send
Yeah.
a side glance, Lucifer.
We're the nice ones on the rock. Rodo, do you want to go in there? Or did you lose your token?
I lost my token. It looks like I'm in one of the enclosures now, but I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally hit delete when I was trying to move me and move it
No!
If you want to open the door, I just put you right outside the door.
No, I intended to be up here, kind of leaving the hut and heading over here. Can I ask Moo if he knows the smaller space hamsters? Are those his people?
He says, "Well, I don't know them by name. Not all space hamsters know each other. There's not a club."
I figured that. But is there a reason they're in the enclosure with the giant ones?
Well, see, we all used to be the giant ones, and then we shrank, but our brains grew. They're really dumb, but they're like our cousins. They're our dumb cousins.
I have some dumb cousins too. Don't worry. Yeah, we're not going to approach too closely unless Moo seems to want to.
Deidre, a bird flies over towards you and starts to squawk.
Oh! Hi?
You hear the space hamster say, "Be careful, they steal things from people. Mollywocks."
They do?
They do.
Oh, sorry, DM.
Yes?
Very quickly before you get too far into the bird with Deirdre. I would have left a coin and just a little scribbled note of thanks in the shrine before I left.
And doing so will give you a point of heroic inspiration.
Nice.
And if you already have heroic inspiration, feel free to give it to someone else. Except Bloop. Don't give it to Bloop.
No, I won't give it to Bloop. I do have it. Do either one of you guys need a heroic inspiration to check off?
I do not.
You do not have one, or you don't need it?
I don't have one.
All right, I'm going to pass that on to Deirdre.
All right, Deidre, mark off a point of heroic inspiration.
E.
And Deidre, the space hamster, says, "Yeah, these things steal from us all the time. They have like a stash of our shiny stuff. Well, see, the big hamsters, they're big stupid. The other ones, the birds are just stupid."
Well, can't be hard to get your stuff back.
There's a couple around that have like some of our stuff. If you want to try to get them back for us, that'd be great.
Sure.
The mollywog squawks. Make a perception check.
23.
The mollywog next to you has what's like a gold band stashed underneath his wing. That's probably items like that they're talking about.
Can I roll animal handling?
You can try to
Two.
get this however you want to try it.
Yep. Time for animal handling. Hey, buddy. What you got there?
Squawk!
That's an 8. That's not going good.
As you say that, he literally squawks right at your nose. He doesn't seem inclined, and as he squawks, he starts to slowly hop fly away.
Oh no, you don't.
How would you like to try to get him?
I'm gonna try to do my self rolls and try to take it by sleight of hand.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand. Let's make a sleight of hand contest.
Yep. I'm walking up behind the mollyhawk.
Okay, beat a 13. You grab a hold of this like golden bracelet and you can start to pull it out. It looks very fancy. It's got a couple gems in it. And you have it in your hand, and this mollywog is just squawking at you.
Okay. And I run back to the space hamster. Hey, is this one of yours?
As you step away from it, he attempts to peck you with his beak.
And I just move out of the way.
He misses. He misses. But then he kind of hops into the enclosure.
I go to the hamsters.
That's it.
Here you go.
All of the mollywogs here have stolen at least something. Hey, if you want to go round them up and get our stuff back, we'd appreciate it.
Sure. Let me hand you this stuff back first. Last thing I want is for them to steal it back.
The thing that you're giving him is about the size of him.
How are you gonna hide this?
Oh, we don't really hide it. We try to get the big dumb ones to chase off the birds, but it doesn't always happen. And now the other one's out of the enclosure. It's gonna be harder.
That's definitely gonna be harder. Well, Lavender, wanna help me with some bird?
He goes, "It would be my pleasure."
Amazing. Come on. Let's go mollyhawk hunting.
Okay. He goes by. You see two just kind of hopping at the edge of the enclosure.
Alright. Can I roll a stealth?
Yes, you are welcome to roll a stealth against this mollywalk.
Not one.
As soon as he sees you, he flies away,
No.
and he's standing on the edge of this. And just so you know,
Oh, shoot.
the edge is a literal edge that just kind of flows out into the astral sea.
Oh shoot. Lavender, trying to see if you can get one of the boys to come help.
Do you want me to get Luke and Rodo?
Yes, please.
He scrambles off, and he looks at Luke and Rodo, and you guys can't really communicate with Lavender like Deidre can, so he just starts to come up to you, and he kind of lassies you and hits against your foot.
Lucifer, we must go. I believe Lavender is telling us that Deirdre is stuck in a well.
And he starts running towards this way. You guys see...
Everyone, you're unharmed.
I'm alright. Look, some of the space hamsters had their stuff stolen by these mollyhawks. I'm trying to get it back, but one of them about to fly off the edge.
Don't worry, I've got you, and I'm gonna throw one of my hand axes at this one.
Which
This
one?
one?
This one.
Oh.
Make an attack
What are you
roll.
doing? No!
12. No, sorry, a 15.
That's a 15.
15. Okay. My where'd it go? There it is. I am sure that's gonna hit a mollywalk. Yep, that hits a mollywalk. Roll damage.
4.
Ooh.
You hit this thing.
No, sorry. 7. Sorry. 7.
You hit it and you sever its neck and it flops dead to the floor.
I'm gonna go run and pick it up and be like, Deidre, I've got it.
Yeah, you
Can I
got it
look around
alright.
quickly and see if there's any kind of response?
Say that
Yeah.
again.
Can I look around real quick and see if there's any kind of
Good bug.
guard response or
What kind of
employee response?
there doesn't seem to be any employees. The space hamsters are slowly making their way across the enclosure, though.
Is this like solid ground or is it actually dirt like it looks like?
It's a rocky surface more than
Throws
dirt.
it out.
It's
Okay,
somewhat dusty.
Can I ask Moo, do I need to hide this dead bird from your cousins? Is this going to get us in trouble?
He shrugs and goes, "I don't know these guys."
All right, leave the bird where it is.
Deidre, you said you needed something off of this, right?
Yeah, it has something.
I'm gonna shake it until it drops out.
You start shaking it, and you see a little ring kind of fall out on the ground. Just a
And then I'm
little
gonna
single
throw it out
gold
to the
band.
astral sea. And then I'm gonna pick up the ring and give it back to the hamster.
You know, shake it until it drops out. That was my my raison d'etre in my clubbing days.
Of course it was. Of course it was, Frodo. Well, we're not surprised by that.
No, you shouldn't be.
The other mollywalk is just kind of like moving further and further away from
Oh
the
no,
edge.
you don't.
Throw my other axe at it.
Make an attack roll.
That one's only a 9.
That one, that axe flies. Roll a d20.
That's gonna be 18.
It lands on the right side. It lands next to this thing. And now this thing is going squawk, squawk, squawk.
I'll run, pick up the axe, and I'm gonna use this flower to try to jump off of and throw my axe again.
As you touch the flower,
Nope.
make a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Oh boy. It's gonna be 21.
Okay, you save, but you kind of feel an energetic pulse around the flower as you hit it.
Does it kind of like bounce me up a little bit, give me a little bit more propulsion up into the air?
Yeah, the blast could give you a little propulsion in the air if you want to re-roll that attack.
Ooh, fancy. Okay. Nat 20.
That definitely hits a mollywalk.
And
And that's going to be 12 damage.
All right,
it's dead.
this time
Yeah,
you
so I'm
hit
gonna
it.
be like sprinting. I draw like because I missed the first time. I'm running, swoop up the axe, jump off the flower, and throw it, and it's just crisp.
All right, yeah, and it's crisp, all right, as this thing is like severed into two.
Oh.
There you go, Deidre.
This time it's a single gold coin.
Thank you.
Well, I could have just given them that, and I'm gonna kick this thing out into the astral sea.
Oh boy.
All right, you kick it out, and it just kind of goes down like you would expect it to over the edge of the cliff.
Can I peek down? I haven't actually looked over the edge.
Well, there's two edges. There's this one which just goes down, and because it's cone shape, you really don't have a good view. There's a little bit of a drop off where you might be able to grab onto if you fell, but below that is just kind of the silvery essence of the astral sea gently flowing on.
Okay. Can I investigate this flower thing real quick? Because that thing felt cool when I jumped off of it, and it helped me got that really cool kill.
Would you like to investigate the arcane nature of it, the natural nature of it, something else about it? You tell me what you want to roll.
Maybe the natural side of it, because I see that it's a flower, I see that it's a plant of sorts, and I'm like, oh, I have never felt a plant that's kind of propelled me up in the air like that. And so yeah, I think it'd be like more of like a nature kind of like check of like just trying to figure out what the plant is or what's going on with it.
All right, roll a nature check.
18.
It seems to have specific properties where things kind of rebound off of it. You've never seen anything like this, though. You do notice that there are 4 of them total placed at the corners of this pit.
I'm gonna look inside the pit.
Make a perception check.
God damn. 8.
It's hard to get a sense of what's in there. There are ladders, so it is possible to climb down in, but you can't get much of a sense of it beyond that.
I'm gonna peek around and see what they're doing. Are you guys still messing around with the hamsters?
Yep.
Having watched you murder 2 birds, I am slowly making my way to you in case you get in trouble.
All right, and I'm about to go into the garden to get back the coin.
I see Brodo kind of walking my way, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I think he's coming for me," and I'm gonna make my way down the ladder.
We're going to meet eyes as you think that, and I'm going to see you see me, and then kind of nod and go down the ladder, and I'm just going to, like, put my head in my hands. And be like, yeah.
I almost think we're communicating the same thing, too. Like, I think you're telling me with the eye connection of, like, yes, go down the ladder. And you're like, do not go down the fucking ladder.
I think what I'm actually thinking, like, we've been together for a while now. It's like, I know you're going to go down the ladder.
Okay, very cool. Because
so DM, if he goes down the ladder, I'm going to move over to at least the top of the ladder. Just tell me whether you need stuff to happen to him before I get there or not.
The first thing I need is Luke, just roll a d20 for me. Let's see how lucky you are.
I'm not very lucky tonight. I will say that. That's a 10. That is my luck for tonight. It's right in the middle. What you got for me?
That's actually not the worst. You feel a very heavy rumble in the ground as you step down onto the ground, but nothing else seems to happen.
All I want is one of those plants or something made out of those plants. Where do I get it?
Rodo, when you're at the edge, make a perception check really quick. Because you kind of would have heard the rumbling as well.
All right. 14?
You can kind of see little bits of ground kind of shaking up, like something's certainly underneath it. Something big enough to shake it.
You should watch your footing, Luke.
Listen, all I want is something made out of that plant or the plant itself.
Luke, roll another d20.
Oh, jeez.
Now, Luke, can I do gotta remind you that the plants do look like they're keeping something in here, right? Like they're set up as kind of a barrier thing.
Luke's gonna look around and be like, well, I didn't really realize that looking inwards, but now that I'm in here and I'm looking out, I do see what you're talking about, and I'm a little concerned.
You see something very big pop up.
Oh, Nikes!
Please roll initiative.
I'm like, run for your life!
That could be encouraged.
Now listen, giant insect. This is weird, and I know that. But do you know where I can find one of those plants so I can make something out of it?
Deidre, what did you get real quick?
Oh, I didn't roll yet. I wasn't in the pit.
That's okay. You're gonna get a turn too.
Teacher's just like walking in the flowers, checking out the garden.
And also giving back a coin. I got 21.
Is going sweet, soft music where Deidre is.
Disney. Classic Disney music. All the while the birds is screaming. In the background.
Believe it or not, Deidre, as unaware of you as you are, you're the most aware. You certainly hear a big burst of something.
Oh, please tell me that's not who I think it is.
It always is, DJ. You should know. You should know.
No. I look at the hamsters and I hand one of them the coin. Here, get it back to its proper owner. I gotta stop.
You put it in its
Observing.
you put it in its hand. Its weight is kind of a bit much for the hamster, and it just kind of droops forward and flops onto the ground from the 3-foot lit barrier.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, but that one went in the megapede pit. You might want to go get him out before he's dead.
A what?
Megapede. Pretty deadly.
What's a megapede?
It's a run fast.
Run fast and get out of there?
It's a run really fast and don't go in the pit.
Right.
The owner of the asteroid thinks it's a pet, but megapedes aren't pets.
Yeah. Duly noted. Look!
He's in the pit.
God. For the love of...
I don't mean to be a stickler, Deidre, but you have like 60 feet. I think you only have a certain amount of movement.
Deidre, you have 30 feet of movement unless you want to dash. But if you can find a way to get to the end of the pit, you're welcome to take part of the fun.
I'll also go to here. If I can get the thing to work for me.
Have you guys ever watched Blue Mountain State?
I have not.
Never heard of it.
No, I don't think so.
No, okay. It's a really old, not older show, but it is one of those really like short-lived shows. But there's a link I'm about to send. You only have to watch like the first like 5 seconds. You can even skip forward to 5 seconds. You'll hear it. But before anyone makes a move, this is essentially what you guys hear come from the pit.
Dear Lord.
As you guys see this thing as well, like before, like everything happens so quick that this is the first thing you guys hear. It is a high-pitched scream.
2 solid minutes, Jesus.
So I just want you guys to have that image in your head as you make these first moves, okay?
Oh, crap. Get out of there.
Deidre, do you have anything you can do?
Let me see. Oh, fuck me. Nope. That's... I don't think I can throw a certain thing. I can't really cast that unless it hit me.
All right.
I can concentrate for one thing. Because... Okay, I can start concentrating for Moonbeam. It's a Constitution saving throw of 15.
All right, this thing needs to make a con save.
Yep.
It's decently good at that.
Oh, Jesus.
26.
Oh, fuck me with chainsaw.
So it'll take half damage.
All right.
Okay, your moonbeam does come into existence, and it's hard to miss this thing, but it also seems to be hard to hurt this thing. So you have a moonbeam concentrated on him. Deidre?
Look at her run!
Okay, Roto. Would you like to go in the pit?
Oh, heck no. How far away do I think that creature is? That looks like...
Let's use measurements on the map. He's about 60 feet away.
All right.
In a straight line.
Yeah. And the back of him is about 80 feet away. And erupting earth. Oh, it's a 20-foot cube. Okay, perfect. Let's. Oh, wait. No, I might not be able to avoid you there, friend. Let me. All right, I think I can drop erupting earth and hit the megapede and not Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Okay. Deck save.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll go with
15.
the deck save. It got a 15?
It got a 15.
God darn it.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
saved. It tied. Still takes half damage.
And okay.
Half of 17.
All right. And that area is now hazardous terrain.
That area is now difficult terrain. Yeah.
Okay. Luke, this thing is right in your face.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Need to see where these squares are. Hold on. I forgot that there's a measuring tool. I don't need to. Ha 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 ha. Alright, DM. I'm gonna sprint. I'm gonna use my main action. And I'm gonna run.
So let me ask you this. Dashing is not disengaging. So if you don't
I get two actions, so I disengage and then I dash.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a nice little switcheroo. Aha, gotcha, you giant fucking ugly shit. Which I love you for that. I wish you weren't gonna eat me, because I would totally want to hang out with you more. And I'm gonna pedal up those real quick. And then be like, oh, I just want something made out of this, because I feel like you could make some really cool clothing out of this. And then maybe it'd be able to repel hits or something. Maybe I could just take this one.
No.
And I'm gonna go to try to hit it, but I obviously know you guys can stop me, so it's not for real. Like, I'm not gonna go through him just for the. He's gonna stop me. He's gonna look at my DJ and be like, "Ah, gotcha." Oh no.
He's just giving you
We're not
very
touching the
hard.
flower that we think is keeping the giant monster thing in the giant monster pit.
Exactly. See, I know when monsters are supposed to stay where they are, and let me tell you, I just hope that building over there has one of these. And if not, then I propose that everyone get on the boat, and I will
We're taking the
this one
hamsters.
to the boat, and then that way we can make our getaway whenever the creature makes its getaway at the same time. But
We're
I
taking
could
the
have planned-
hamsters if you're gonna pull something less stupid.
That's true.
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
You don't think
Okay,
we're
perfect.
taking one of you. Oh my.
Rhoda, were you agreeing with my original plan?
I agree with nothing I've heard so far.
Not even going home safely? Or leaving here safely? You don't agree with that?
You said some other things in attachment with that plan. I agree with phase 1. And that's all I agree with so far. But yes, if we can, we'll have to make sure that the ship's been adequately repaired. Guys, we've been here like an hour.
Let's move. Let's move to this building over here. There's more to. I want this plant, and I feel like there's got to be somewhere on this fucking rock where I can find this plant for clothing. I want it.
Luke,
And we're gonna go.
is that all for your turn?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, we're still in turn. That's it. End turn. Bingo bongo. Sorry.
All right, this thing starts to come towards you and come towards everybody there.
Figured we were safe.
It slowly does that, and it looks
Lucifer
up.
has his back to it still too.
All right, Luke, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh boy. 19.
All right, you managed to fend this thing off, but you feel like a psychic bomb explosion in your head.
Oh,
And
Oh.
it is strong enough that even saving, you take 9 points of psychic damage as you can feel ringing in your ears from this
I
creature.
got a headache for some reason. Oh, something just gave me a really bad headache. Oh god. Oh, what happened?
Deidre.
Alan Rowe says there's a cafe here. Baby, let's get you some tea. I am not going down there. That is a fool's errand.
Yeah.
Deidre, your moonbeam is still in power unless you say otherwise.
I disengage. I stop using my moonbeam.
You stop concentrating, it fades out of existence.
Yep. Come on, Luke. Let's get you something to drink to take care of that headache. Okay?
I want the plate more than I want a drink.
You're
But
getting
yes,
a drink.
I have a headache. Let's move. Are we out of... Sorry, I was moving as if we were out of initiative.
Not
That was
yet.
my bad. Sorry. That was my bad, DM. Don't punish me. I'm sorry.
You guys are not out of initiative yet. You could be soon.
Lord,
Deidre,
leave us
do
alone.
you want to try anything?
Nope, I know better. I'm not going down there.
All right. Would you like to do any movement?
Other than walking.
I would get away from the edges of the enclosure. That's my
Right.
plan. I'm going to drag Lucifer back with me.
Yep, I'm saying far away from the enclosure.
All right. Rodo, do you want to do anything on your turn, or do you just want to move?
Drag his sorry butt.
So I'm going to move, kind of jostling Lucifer along with me, kind of like half carrying.
That,
So I'm only gonna move-
so that will require you to grapple him. Luke, do you just let him grapple you, or do you resist?
I do try to resist and shake off of like, oh, I can walk. I don't want to go in there. I want to go to the building. I'm going. Let's go.
If I don't need to actually push Lucifer along, I'm just going to step back. I am readying Thunderwave
Oh shit.
just in case the Megapede comes up over the wall after us.
Noted.
I don't like this bug.
Rodo, how far are you moving?
You know what? I'm going to end up pretty much right here. If the Megapede comes up this ladder to try and get Lucifer, I'm going to blast this this corner of the enclosure with Thunderwave.
Okay. And Luke, would you like to do anything on your turn?
Second level Thunderwave, just to be clear. I've taken the slot.
All right.
Oh, oops. I'm definitely not gonna make a direct attack unless I feel like he's gonna try to like lunge at me. So I guess if anything, I'm gonna like also ready an attack with my Sunblade. But it's just gonna be a thing where I'm just like, I think I got away. You know, Luke is like cruising high. He's like, I got out of the enclosure, so I'll just need to make it to the building and then I'll be good. So he doesn't even think that this thing is still after him. He just thinks he has a headache that's unrelated to this creature. So yeah, he's just gonna walk behind Rodo.
Okay. How far are you moving?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I have 40 movement. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, Yeah, I'll stop right there.
Okay, make an extra perception check for me.
That's 19.
This thing is watching every step you do.
I'm gonna yell at it, be like, I've got a headache. What do you want?
Okay, and that's it for your turn?
Yeah.
All right. It continues to come up, and it doesn't go over the edge, but it stands on its hind feet, so it's above the top of the pit. One Rodo, would that trigger your usage of the spell?
No, not unless it comes in to attack it. Like, if it comes over the edge, like leans over and swipes at us, yes. But if it's just like looking, if it's just being a giraffe, no, we're not triggering the spell.
All right, it doesn't bite at you, but it pulls its head back up and starts to scream. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
15.
All right, so
16.
everybody takes 9 points of necrotic damage. As this thing is screaming, you can feel your bones kind of twist under its scream.
Actually, I have a resistance to necrotic.
All right.
Oh, same.
With resistance, take half of that 9, so 4.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
Sweet.
Oh.
Oh, Father. Ow.
And at the same time, you see the door to the tavern here
That's natural.
burst open, and a very large bluish figure steps out and starts looking around, and he yells, "Who's messing with the Megapede?"
One of the space hamsters. I named him Griffin, and he started to dig a hole, and I think it disrupted with the megapede. Also, where do I get to the plant?
Deidre, what would you like to do?
I start going towards this person. Listen, we're very sorry. We didn't know there was a megapede in, I think that's what you call it, in that pen.
What do you think would be in the pen?
I don't know.
Do you just walk away from the megapede as it's back on its hind legs still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rhoda.
Sorry.
No, Deidre, go ahead. What would you say to the Merkin?
Listen, I am really sorry. Again, it was an accident.
Did you say Merkin?
Mercane? I don't know how you'd say his name.
Mercane?
And I know what you're
Probably
thinking.
Mercane.
Don't giggle.
Merca.
I'm going to need you to say Mercane, because otherwise I got a number of questions.
So. I mean, it could be. Here. That's what he looks like.
With a giant fur ruff! Oh my god!
Right? Right?
Oh my goodness.
He's got a little bald head jumping out of a little fur ruff. He's a Merkin. Oh my god, we're calling him a Merkin.
Yep, we're calling him Merkin.
So, this Merkin. See?
Yep. No, you.
Deidre, what question did you ask him?
We didn't, again, it was an accident. We didn't mean any harm.
It's not him I'm worried about.
Oh, well, that's good.
Rodo, what would you like to do?
if we're still in initiative, but that scream was the only thing that happened, I'm just gonna move away. Can I call over? Is the Megapede gonna stay in there?
He can't get out from the flower barrier, but his mind is powerful.
What do you mean by that?
I psychically hear that.
Yeah.
Did you not just feel the mind blast we all got?
That was more of its life-draining abilities. The psychic bomb tends to hit 1.
Ah, well, there you go.
Oh.
I'm wrong and still right.
Yes, it's how they hunt. The psychic bomb incapacitates the weak, and then it starts biting you and draining your life while you're on the ground. Quite unpleasant.
Sounds like it. It sounds really horrible.
Yes, I would not recommend going into the Megapede pit.
Alright.
Luke, do you do anything?
I'm gonna scream back at it.
What, do you just, like,
I
fury
just
scream?
yell and scream. Like, I almost go into, like, a rage. You know, in fact, I'm gonna waste a rage point just so I can build up even more energy for the yell and put more emphasis behind, like, the, like, you scream at me, I scream at you, that hurt kind of deal, you know?
Make an intimidation roll.
I apologize for my friend. He's a bit of an idiot.
This thing does not seem to back down from your scream at all. Instead, he just starts screaming louder with you. And the Merkin says, yes, I do know someone that used to say, stupid is as stupid does.
Yeah.
And he walks over and he puts his hand over the flower and he kind of twists it. And as he does, the Megapede jumps back in underground. And we can drop out of initiative order unless someone would like to go into the pit.
Hell no.
I'm gonna wait for Lucifer to catch up to me, and then I'm gonna like link his arm and be like, come on. Let's go to the cafe.
I wasn't really thinking about it when I screamed at the thing. It made my headache like 4 times worse.
Sometimes screaming in something's face is the appropriate response. Quite often.
You said, oh, sorry, what?
No, go ahead. I'm just agreeing with you. Quite often, that's the appropriate
I was
response.
gonna ask about the flower. You said he turned something with the flower?
It's like he put his hand into the flower, grabbed something, and then twisted.
Roto. Hear me out real quick, okay?
All right.
Wait, I'm gonna wait purposefully for Deidre to like walk away with the merkin first.
Deidre, would you like to
yeah.
try to convince him to go back in? Because if Luke starts fiddling with the flower, it will catch his attention.
Listen, I'm not going to. That's why I'm bringing Roto over, and also why I'm trying to make sure Deidre's out of view as well. Now listen, I'm not saying we do it right now, right? But he did something with this flower that repelled that critter. I'm just saying that when we leave, we don't take a whole bit of the flower, or just reach in there and I'll take a little bit right when we're getting on the boat, you know what I'm saying? That way, maybe we can try to figure out how to, you know, maybe Al can do something with it. It seems magical, and I don't know magic very well, but I'm trying to expand my horizons. So I'm not going to do anything right now. Just planting the seed for when we leave.
It's funny that I'm going to whisper back to you. It's funny that you would use that analogy, though, because generally, if we wanted this living plant to do something effective for us, we would need a living part of the plant, right? Like dead, it makes tea. Alive, it drives off scary monsters. I think if you honestly wanted a piece of this plant, we go to the cafe, we talk to the merkin, we ask if they're available to buy or earn or get seeds from, rather than potentially ruining the only thing stopping this megapede from eating our space hamster friends.
You almost lost me, but then you had me at Space Hamster Friends.
Yeah. Space hamsters, friends.
So
let's not endanger them. Let's ask the guy.
If they don't have it, right? If they don't have it, then I'd take it. But what if they do? Then we're good. We can go on our way. Come on, Rhoda. Let's go inside and have a cafe drink, whatever they serve at cafes. I'm one for bars.
Luke, I really, Bud, I need you to understand that in my expertise as a magic practitioner and, somebody who's been on a fair number of adventures, if you just steal a piece of this plant, it's not going to do what you want.
And that's why I want to take your advice and try to buy something in that cafe.
Yep.
And
I
hope, for the sake of the flowers that I could potentially have in the future, that they do have it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea. Let's go to the cafe. Maybe it's a gift shop too. My father's got a gift shop. He's got 4 actually. And they're all terrible. But you can get almost anything in them. Did you know that you could buy a costume of me, Luke? You can buy a costume of me.
Well, there's one problem. I'm far too big to try to dress up as you.
They come in all sizes. Every single size you can imagine. All of them.
Accurate. I'm not dressing up as you then. I'm dressing up as a larger, taller you, which is not authentic. I'm sorry.
That's I appreciate your method costuming. I do. Let's go to the cafe.
All the while, Deidre is just apologizing to the merkin. I am really sorry about that. What happened, sir?
He says, "Don't worry about it. It's lucky that he survived. The more foolish ones don't get out of the pit in time."
Yeah.
Alright, and as the group walks in, there is a cast of characters at the bar. There are 2 Githyanki sitting at a bar stool, a kind of elf that you probably have never seen before behind the bar, a Gif sitting next to a giant praying mantis, 2 plasmoids in the corner, and a humanoid sitting at a table alone. And the merkin says, "Please do have a drink on me for the troubles."
Oh, thank you.
Yes, we carry most things.
Do you carry any tea?
The best teas.
Wonderful.
Yes, see the bartender and tell her it's on me.
Thank you. I don't think I got your name.
Oh.
Can't wait. Roto's excited.
Luke has already went off to buy a drink.
All right. Deidre, he tells you that his name is Silalia.
Salalia.
Salalia.
Ba-ba-ba-da-da. Salalia.
Luke, the bartender, will look at you and greet you. The GIF sitting at the bar looks at you and goes, well, troublemakers I've heard about. Welcome, my friend. And the bartender says, quiet down, Sheriff. What do you have, friend?
I'm gonna look at what these plasmoids are having, and what does it look like these plasmoids are drinking right now, DM?
Plasmoid. Whatever is in their cup kind of resembles their essence.
I'm gonna look at what they're drinking and be like, and then I'm gonna look over at what this Althede gentleman person is drinking and be like, I'll have whatever that person is drinking.
He holds up his cup and he says, just plain ale. It's a nice brew from a place far, far away from here. Baldur's Gate.
You had me at ale.
Yes, tell them you want... It's a lovely city. Tell them that you all want a pint of Baldur's Gate ale.
Sure. I don't think I really had too much ale. But I heard Baldur's Gate is a really neat place to visit.
It's a shithole, but most things are when you're not in this area.
Right.
Please, tell me where you're from.
Oh, of course. I'm from, let me see, because I know I wrote this down on her backstory, so give me a hot minute.
While you're looking that up... Oh, sorry, you got it?
Oh, yep.
Go, yep.
I'm from the Dayland.
Is it pretty?
Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous.
I
Beautiful
see.
tree.
Beautiful tree, beautiful people. Wonderful pets. I'm surprised that a blink dog would be from that area.
Oh, Laughter came from there. I did. I met him on my journey.
You're well traveled.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the celestial fields about, a day's travel from here?
I'm trying to remember if we have or not.
You would not have came that way.
No, we haven't.
It's a wonderful sight. The silver of the astral sea winds and waves and twists and turns, and it intermingles with some magical fountain, and you get the brightest shades of green and purple and blue, and they all fountain up spectacularly, each in their own time. If you're heading that direction, I can give you a map there, or if you have free time, I could take you there myself.
Oh, I'm not sure how long we're gonna be here. Our friend is doing repairs on our ship.
Oh, you're a spelljamming crew. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Are you freight carriers? Are you mercenaries? Are you pleasure seekers?
Well, we're currently on our journey to Blue.
Blue. I don't quite understand.
It's a place. That's pretty much the place where we need to go.
You need to go, or you want to go?
Honestly.
It's a place of destination is where it is. Deidre, I think it's enough information for the stranger.
Oh,
He looks at you, Luke, and he says, stranger is just a friend that you haven't made yet.
A stranger is also somebody who could have murdered your mother.
Was your mother murdered?
Wouldn't you like to know?
But if I was the person, I would know.
But then if you were my friend, you would also know.
I think we could take time to get to know each other, the two of us. 3, if the Blink Dog can come. I have a SpellJammer station not far from here.
I'm not sure how long we're gonna be here. I
Well,
want to leave Alan.
What do you need?
what
What do you want?
What do I need?
Yes.
How long have you been traveling in the Astral Sea, my friend?
We've been doing this long enough, but this isn't going to be one of those things where you answer my question with another question.
Well,
What do you need and why did you inquire only after you found out that we were a SpellJammer crew?
forgive my indirectness. Anybody who's traveled in the Astral Sea long enough will understand that there is a kind of person that takes to the Astral Sea that solitude is sometimes better than other company. When you find wonderful and beautiful company, you do your best to keep it. Do you understand, my friend? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Well, I didn't say my name.
Well, I'm Theod. Most people call me Theod. It's my
Theod.
pleasure to meet you.
Well, it's a pleasure of sorts. Theod,
Yes.
we'll hear you out, but you can give the details to our teacher here. I saw a really ugly looking insect that I really want to talk to. And
We're not going back in that damn pit.
how dare you be so ignorant that you wouldn't even see that there was another crustacean creature in this building? Are you making fun of the hippo?
As you say hippo, he stomps on the ground, turns around, and he goes, I am not a hippo. I am a GIF. I am the sheriff of this sector, and I know troublemakers when I see them.
Sorry, sir. He's a bit dim.
Yes, it would appear so.
I'm sorry. The only thing dim was the shadow that was on the crustacean behind you, and I'm sorry about that.
Ah, yes, my friend. He is quite a good man, I say.
I was just, the thing is I was trying to tell my friend here, not trying to cause trouble, that I want to talk to that crustacean, and then she assumed I was talking about the giant one out in the pit, and then I brought you into the conversation by assuming you were something else that you're not, and I'm wrong for that, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so if anyone's causing trouble, it's Theod, because he's the one that started this entire conversation and got us talking to him, which got you involved. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this conversation. I've caused enough legal trouble already.
Roll a persuasion check. Low DC.
Uh-oh.
Persuasion. That's only a 7.
The target was 5. He turns away. He doesn't look happy at you, but he goes, any trouble? And by God, sir, you will be in space jail.
Let's not have you in space jail.
He
Again,
turns
sorry,
back
sir.
around. Roto, the Gith Yankee next to you, elbows you and says, Which one do you think would win in a fight?
Out of who?
Those two loud ones. The sheriff and the pretty boy over there, the one with the blonde hair.
Ooh, the blonde one's a friend. I would put my money on him under almost any circumstances.
The bartender leans over with her pink hair and she says, "Yeah. Just remember, when you fight one GIF, there's always more coming, and they love to fight."
You know, part of the reason that I would have banked on my friend is that if he gets in a fight, I have also gotten in a fight. What's good to drink here?
Well, it's really all good to drink. The GIF Yankee will put down a mug of a black liquid in front of you and say, "Drink, drink, drink."
All right. Roto takes a mouthful of it.
It tastes very bitter.
I don't mind bitter, honestly.
If you don't mind bitter, I mean extremely bitter, it might be something to your liking.
I mean, yeah. This drink reminds me of myself. He's gonna look down into the mug. Is your father also the cause of all your troubles? Do I think that this is alcoholic or otherwise affecting?
Make a Constitution check.
$13.
It has some kind of a swirl to it that could be alcohol in some kind of form.
All right. I'm going to offer the mug back to the Githyanki who gave it to me and said, "Is this yours?"
It's mine. You want it? You want some more? Githyanki brew. Puts hair on your chest.
I'm going to waggle my beard at him. Oh, man. I wouldn't be able to go through doorways if it gave me more.
He takes the
I'm
mug.
going to look at the bartender and say, "You know what? I drank out of this one. He's been nice to me. Can you get him a new one, and I'll pay for it?"
She nods, goes over to the tap, pours something, brings back, sets a black mug in front of him. You know that stuff's disgusting, right? The Githyanki sneered at her as she says it.
I'm going to look at the Githyanki and look at her and take another glug. I do now.
The Githyanki smile.
And then I'll pass some coins over to her to pay for the drink.
She takes them, looks at them and says, "Interesting currency. What part of the material plane you from?"
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Originally from the Dwarven Mountains. Nowhere you've ever heard of. My dad's not anybody you'd know. Yeah, I'm going to hold the cup up to the Githyanki's next to me. Cheers, lads.
The Githyanki moved to clank their glass against yours. The bartender looks at you and says, "A lot of people with daddy issues come through here. Just watch yourself. Stay on the right track."
You are a very wise lady.
bartenders see a lot of things. And she'll come around, and Rodo, she'll try to give you a hug.
I will awkwardly accept it.
Okay. In that case, make a perception check at disadvantage. Is that regular or 18 and 21? Okay.
That's 22 and 21.
That's good.
So,
She slips something into your pocket. She put pockets you. And then she steps away.
interesting. I won't do anything right at this moment. I'm just going to enjoy my drink with my new friends.
Okay, you just sip at your drink. And she just smiles at you and then just goes back to cleaning a mug. Deidre, Theod comes around and he touches your shoulder. And he leans in and he says, "You really should be careful. When someone tries to befriend you, it's not best to cast them off, especially here."
Okay.
You're heading towards Blue, you say?
Mm-hmm.
May I make a suggestion? Not that I know where Blue is, of course.
By all means.
I think that maybe you should change direction when you can. There's a bit of danger ahead of you.
When haven't we faced danger before? It wouldn't be the first time.
I would say any place but Bral. Any place but Blue.
But we're going to... You said Brawl?
Yes, it's the main destination on this road.
That's where we need to go to take care of Orcade.
Maybe if I gave you a list of wonders in the Astral Sea, you could pick a better destination. And you could see the Garden of Dead Gods.
Garden of Dead Gods?
Yes,
Have you seen it?
many times. Their lifeless bodies floating, forgotten, lost, and nameless. No worshippers.
Horrible.
Any place but where you want to go.
Let's see if Elmro will even take that.
It's an interesting name. Is that your captain or?
Yes, he's our main.
May I make another suggestion?
Go for it.
Outside of me, of course. Be careful who you trust.
I'll
And
be
he
careful.
starts stepping away. Luke, oh god.
I start waving over to the bar.
Uh,
I'm
the,
gonna get in the drink.
what would you like?
Baldur's Gate Ale, I think it's called.
She kind of frowns and then goes, brings you a mug.
Thank you.
You have weird taste. No offense.
Well, I guess this is gonna be my first alcoholic drink.
Enjoy it. And Luke, she comes to you and she goes, would you like an Astral Slammer?
What'd you just call me?
Would you like an Astral Slammer?
Yeah, I would, thank you.
What do you think she calls you?
Either she told me to go to the Astral Slammer, or she called me an Astral Slammer. I don't really know. I didn't really understand what she was asking, really, to be honest. But it makes sense now that she'd ask about a drink, because we're in a cafe bar, so that makes sense. Tracking.
Wow.
The praying mantis pushes back from his seat, and Luke.
Sorry, I'm having like real bad connection issues.
You're good.
Luke, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
I'm just having bad connection issues is all.
this praying mantis taps on your shoulder and says, "You wanted to talk to me?
Yes, I did.
Is it because you wanted to fight? You want to spar a
No,
little
it's
bit?
because you look magnificent.
You don't look too
You
bad
look
yourself.
so cool.
You
Whoa,
know,
wait.
so other people have lost their heads over me. I can understand.
Listen, I don't like cute things, right? So I always like to be sure to compliment things that people probably wouldn't normally compliment. So I was just going to be like, you look really cool and really badass, and I could envision that you could rip off heads really nicely, and I would love to see that in action, just on anybody else but me. Maybe if you want to do it, I think the gentleman at the table behind me, I think he said he was really interested in your mating rituals.
This praying mantis pulls out a long staff with two very heavy blades at the end and spins it around its head and says, "I'm a deputy sheriff. That is the sheriff."
And what, he can't have a thing for his coworker?
It's against HR policy.
And here's what I'm saying. What HR doesn't know doesn't hurt. And think of all the benefits you could get at work from dating your supervisor.
I suppose.
And plus, if you think after you do the mating ritual, right, and you do your little on him, right, then you could just take his position as sheriff.
I don't want to be the sheriff.
Am I still connected? No.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh no. There he
Did
goes.
you hear anything of what I said?
I heard all of it. She looks at you and she says, "I don't want to be the sheriff."
Well, you can appoint someone that you do want, and sheriff, then you can essentially just have the pick and choose of who you want to be in charge.
Do you want to be the sheriff?
I have no desire for power like that.
Is it possible that you could help us? We're actually tracking down some criminals.
I will if you do something for me.
Yes?
The plant that you have that keeps that giant ugly critter in there, locked in there. Do you have more of it?
Negotiations for that kind of stuff would be with the merkin. He's the salesman. I don't know anything about the plants here.
Well,
Do you want
if
to
you
make...
and your sheriffs need help, get together and make a deal with the Mercon, and come back to us. Because we already have another job that we're trying to do, so helping you would be a little bit of a sidetrack, right? So you need to sweeten the deal a little bit more for us. So if you can finagle something out of those plants for us, I could talk to the friends. You talk to the Merkin, I'll talk to my friends. We can work something out. I'll help you, you help us.
She holds out 3 pucks to you and says, take the pucks. I can't steal for you, but I have a feeling that you would be a good bounty hunter. As far as the Merkin goes, they're the fairest negotiators in the astral plane. If it's reasonable to get, they'll make you a fair deal.
I'll look at the pucks. Well, thank you for the gift. I will go talk to them. If you want the dwarf over there or the tiefling over there, they really do make a lot of the decisions. Really just kind of like, you know, the extra muscle.
Yes.
And I like to think of myself as like a battle tactician, but that really belongs to the dwarf as well. So I'd probably be best to talk to them if you do want us to do any kind of gigs or jobs or anything like that, because I've got a pretty one-track mind, and right now I want those plants.
The offers on the table. Feel free to negotiate with the Merkin as you please.
Rhoda, Deidre, they got a job. I've got to talk to the Merkin.
But do they have a what?
A job for us. They have a job that they want us to do, and I'm gonna go discuss rewards. So, yeah.
Who has a job? What the? Lou.
I trust you, my friend.
Thank
Well,
you.
hold on.
Not many people do.
Well, hold on there, Luke.
What?
Who did you talk? What job? Why are you?
I was talking to the bug. The name I didn't happen to get at all. They are a sheriff here, or a deputy sheriff, or one of the... a law enforcement. You know how I feel about them. I always forget about them as technically as soon as I talk to them. But they did point me in the direction of a reward, and I'm gonna go try to finagle something nifty out of a job.
So they want us to do a job?
Yeah, you can talk to the praying mantis if you want. I know that they have a job for. I didn't really get much details because I don't make those decisions for us, because I know we have another job. I've tried to chase different leads with you guys, and we're pretty committed to our job now, so I wanted to leave it up to you guys. If you want to do the job, there you go. If not, I will figure out another way to do what I set my mind to, and that's getting those plants for us, because I feel like those could come in handy later on.
If they don't, I'm gonna shove it where it doesn't belong.
Luke, do you approach the Merkin?
I would, yes.
Merkin, Salalia.
Do 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 do. Salalia.
As you do, this giant creature puts its hand on your shoulder, looks at you, and says, "We have many things to discuss." And as that discussion takes place, that seems a great place to pick it up next week.
Yeah. hell yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah,
That was great, man.
that was awesome.
That poor giant space
Thank you
hamster
guys
is
for
probably
saving
still
my butt.
buried.
I just hope Griffin lives. I hope he makes a nice little underground cavern where he gets to just live a happy little giant space hamster life.
Let's hope he doesn't get eaten.
I mean, the flowers are doing their job, and that's what's important.
Coexist with the giant megapod. That's all I'm saying, Griffin. Y'all
Coexistence.
Be roommates.
Exactly.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody
guys.
sleep
Good
well.
night.
Thanks very much for the game, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Talk
See
to you
y'all
guys
next week.